Hello, I'm Dick Bennett for Omni Center for Peace, Justice, and Ecology. This is Omni's book forum. But before I begin, I want to announce Omni's next book forum on the United States Empire, U.S. militarism, and the so-called war on terrorism. Our forum is Friday, September the 21st, which is the United Nations International Day of Peace, at 7 p.m. at the Omni Center on Lee Avenue in Northeast Fayetteville, 3274. That is Book Forum on U.S. Empire, Militarism, and War on Terror, September 21st. 7 o'clock. The first book I want to tell you about today is entitled The Unveiling of the Icons. The Unveiling of the Icons, a plea for patriotic iconoclasm in a nationalist era, by Albert Boehm. It is a splendid work of scholarship that studies monuments in U.S. history and how they fuel, how they inflame and expand nationalism, extreme nationalism, and patriotism, jingoism. He writes, I seek to help unveil the ideological distortions, misrepresentations, and class interests represented in the ritualistic applications of the monuments, and the ways they have been appropriated by the dominant formations, that is, the ruling people, the classes, the ruling classes, by the dominant formations to engineer memory, to control memory, and create a particular vision of the past that served those people in power. The Unveiling of the National Icons, a plea for patriotic iconoclasm in a nationalist era. You won't be sorry you've read that magnificent book. My second book is by Noam Chomsky, written immediately after 9/11. We just remembered 9/11, which I and others refer to as the 9/11 Families for Peaceful Tomorrow's Day. Chomsky's book is entitled, Was There an Alternative? 9/11, was there an alternative? And his answer is, yes, there was an alternative. Instead of calling it a war, which it was not, a small handful of people bombed 2 buildings in a heinous crime, which was a matter for the police. Was there an alternative? Yes, he says. There is every likelihood that the jihadi movement, much of it highly critical of bin Laden, could have been split and undermined after 9/11. The crime against humanity, as it was rightly called, could have been approached as a crime with an international operation to apprehend the likely suspects. We already have the international police. Noam Chomsky, 9/11, was there an alternative? And the last book I want to tell you about is also about alternatives. You don't have to take degrees in business or engineering or agriculture or necessarily the departments in College of Arts and Sciences here at the University of Arkansas. You can find throughout the United States and throughout the world universities, colleges that offer courses on Peace Studies. So I'll just mention the title of my last book, Global Directory of Peace Studies and Conflict Resolution Programs at Colleges Around the World. The 7th edition, Global Directory of Peace Studies and Conflict Resolution Programs. Thank you. This has been Dick Bennett for Omni's Book Sampler.